The weather outside's delightful. Do. We got lots of decorations in here to brighten up your spirits everywhere. Woo! Yeah, crazy. Crazy decorated for you. Got another blow up. I think we're up to 7 or 8. Whoa, that's so many. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Here we go. So we're doing our big semester final review. Is it better with the microphone or not? Better with the microphone or not? Yeah, I guess it's a little louder. I don't know if it's echoey. We'll try it. Okay, here we go. Doing math in the dark. Way-o. So we already covered a lot of the first page and even second page during class. So we'll just kind of reveal those answers and see if you're catching up with us. So number 1, you have to plug in f of x equals 2 into the equation. And so you plug a 2 in, you plug a 2 in there. And then 2 squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, minus 3 is 13. And so f of 2 is 13. And then g of 1, you got to plug a 1 in there. Plug a 1 in there. And so you plug 1 in there, and you get 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And 13 plus 5 is 18. Seashell, number 2 is multiplication. So we're just going to seashell 4x squared times 3x. You add the powers, so that's 12x to the 3rd power. Plus 8x squared minus 9x minus 6. Now, what does fog mean? In London, foggy London. I don't think I like the microphone, do you? So foggy London, right? Foggy London. So that is actually the same as a composition, right? Composition. So what is a composition? It's where you take one function and plug it into another. Plug it into another. So we take G, and we go ahead, and we take G, and we plug it into F in place of the X, So then we get 4 times something squared minus 3 and then let's see here, so we're putting 3x plus 2, so we're putting 3x plus 2 in there, so 3x plus 2. And so squared means that there's 2 of them. So then don't forget to FOIL it out. So first you have to PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, FOIL it, seashell. Then you times the 4 through, and at the very end, PEMDAS, you can then do the S on PEMDAS, which is subtraction. And so at the very end, we do 16 minus 3 is 13. So we get 36x squared plus 48x plus 13. Number 4 is just foiling it or distributing it. Distribute. Number 4, distribute. Number 5, don't forget to distribute the negative through. Don't forget to distribute the negative through. So negative times a negative is a positive. And the negative times a positive is a negative. And negative times a positive is a negative. So watch out there for those negatives and then combine like terms. Number 6, get everything on the same side and factor it. What are factors of 33? 3 and 11. 3 and 11 are factors of 33. And if you have a negative 11 with a 2, that's negative 22. So practice factoring. Practice, practice, practice. Get ready for the test next time. Oh no, quadratic formula. Whoa. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of plus a negative 4ac all over 2a. It's been a long day, okay? It's been a long day. Yeah, what about complete the square? Quadratic complete the square? Should I put it on the test this year? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know this year. Depends on when you're watching this, what year it is. So then we have to complete the square. So you take the b, which is negative 8, and you divide by 2. So take the negative 8, you divide by 2, and you square it. So negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. So then you go ahead and push the 2 all the way over here. And then the key is you add 16 and you minus 16, right? You take 0 and split it into a positive and negative 16. Complete the square. And then 16 factors into 4 and 4 and negative. So that means it's squared. And then plus 2, which from this guy, with the negative 16, which was plus 0, split into that guy and that guy. And so then we get negative 14. Nice. Remember opposite sign for the vertex. Opposite sign. Opposite what's inside the parentheses. And then they give us 3 factors and they want you to put it back into a standard form. So you have to reverse engineer your solutions back into factors. Right? Get back with your x. Oh no, they're so mean to you though. Minus 3 to the other side. So we get x minus 3 now as a factor. X plus 4 to the other side as a factor. X minus 0, that's just a single x. Save that for the end. And then you multiply in C shell. Distribute that through, combine like terms. Combine like terms, and then distribute the x through at the very, very end. Well, write the 0 that corresponds. You're going to see that one on the test. So all you got to do is set each one equal to 0 and add it to the other side. So set it equal to 0, and then add 8 to the other side. And then you get x equals 8 as your solution there. The one more like the test is number 11, where you have a fraction, right? You have a fraction. Hey, that was a pretty good start. Come on. So then we're going to go ahead and minus 7, so set it equal to 0. First minus 7 to the other side. And then divide by 3. Divide by 3. So we get negative 7 divided by 3, negative 7/3. Or you can reverse engineer it by minusing 5 back to the other side. Or timesing by 3 and adding 4. Do you remember how to do synthetic division? So did you get a crazy remainder? I got a crazy remainder. Do you remember how to pull out the GCF and cut an equation in half if you have 4 terms? Try that first before you do synthetic division with the rational root theorem. Try cutting in half and pulling out the GCF. Pull out an x squared. And then you'll be left with x plus 3. Pull out a 16. Pull out a 16. Then you'll be left with x plus 3. And then one of our factors is x plus 3, and the other factor is x squared plus 16. That's the biggest x ever. Set them equal to 0. Don't forget, when you square root both sides, it's plus or minus, plus or minus. And don't forget the negative becomes an I. Becomes an I. Whoa, list all the possible rational roots. What are factors of 18? 1 and 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Those are all the possible roots. Right? Those are all the possible roots. So you get plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6, 9, and 18. But because it splits into 2, that divided by 1 is here. That covers this section. But then you have to copy and paste it again. You have to copy and paste it again. And you have to divide by 3. Divide by 3. You have to divide by 3. So this 3 here, whoa. So this 3 right here has to be divided all the way across, right? It has to be divided. It's 1 times 3. So factors of 3 are 1 and 3. And that 3 has to be divided all the way across, right? All the way across. But 18 divided by 3 is 6, which we already know. So we don't have to repeat it. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we don't have to worry about that one. It's right there. It's right there. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we're just repeating, but we do need these ones. We do need 1 plus or minus 1/3 and plus or minus 2/3. as well as plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. So those are our 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 solutions. The test will be easier. It'll be more like if the end number is a 6, right? Or maybe a 10. 2 times 5, 1 times 10, plus or minus, plus or minus. So it won't be as many solutions that you have to find on the test, on the final test. Okay, final zeros. Ooh, they give you one of them though. That'll be on the test. They give you one of them. So you have to use synthetic division, right? Use synthetic division. Use synthetic division. So remember that it's the opposite sign, right? Set equal to 0, add 3 to the other side. So we are going to use a positive 3. Not a negative 3, a positive 3. Change the sign. So you will get an answer, but it won't be the right one if you don't change the sign. Make sure you change the sign. So positive 3. And then we bring down the 2, negative 3, negative 8, negative 3. 2, negative 3, negative 8, negative 3. Do you remember how to do synthetic division? I hope you do for the final test. Bring down the 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 with the negative 3 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 with the negative 8 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. We got a remainder of 0. Way-o. So is it 1 power more or 1 power less? So 1 power less. So it's going to be x squared that we do there. So 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. And then we factor it. So 2x and x. Factors are 1 and 1, plus and plus. As well as, don't forget the original. Don't forget the original. So what are our zeros? Well, we get 3, we get something, and we get negative 1. Well, what's the something? That's the tricky one. So 2x plus 1, you have to set equal to 0, and you have to minus it to the other side. So you got 2x equals negative 1, and then you divide by 2, divide by 2. So negative a half is our other 0. We got 3 zeros. Nice. We got 3 zeros. Ooh, do you remember how to do inequalities? Do you remember? Give me one of these on the test. So get everything to the same side. Get everything to the same side by adding 12 to both sides. Add 12 to both sides. And then less than or equal to negative 12 plus 12 is 0. And then we factor it. X and x, 3 and 4, plus and plus. We set those equal to 0. So we get x equals a negative 3 and a negative 4. And their powers are odd. Remember this part? So since their powers are odd, that means cross through. Cross through. Okay, well what about the end behavior? Ah, fire alarm, let me pause it. It's just a test. They told us it's just a test. Wow, that was a good loud sound. I hope that didn't break your speakers. What the? Blame the school, not me. Blame the school, not me. So we're just finishing off this one. So we have, let's see, so we have a y-axis and an x-axis. So we have negative 4 and negative 3. Our end behavior is positive x to the even power, so that's up, up. So we're going to go up, up. And then we're going to cross through. So we're going to cross through a negative 4, cross through a negative 3. You can put this on your note card if you want to, because a lot of people forgot how to do this one. So then we have to look at the inequality symbol. What does the inequality symbol say? So the inequality symbol says less than 0. So this would be really good to put on your note card. So less than 0 means below the, write it on your note card if you get to use one this year. So less than 0 means below the x-axis. And so we're going to go ahead and shade below the x-axis. Now, is it equal to or not equal to is the question. So write this on your note card. Because it's not equal to, that just means parentheses, right? Parentheses. Yeah. And then this one means greater than equal to means brackets, right? Brackets. Brackets. So write that on your note card, brackets and parentheses. So that means it's an open hole because it's less than 0 but not including 0. And now we just want all the solutions that are below the x-axis. And that's between -4 and -3. Way-o. So between the, so it's not, the y values are just to help you know if you're below or above the x-axis, right? The inequality symbol. But the answers are the x-intercepts. So all solutions between -4 and -3. Between -4 and -3. So this one's ready to go. Change the sign for your x-intercepts. So x equals 1. X equals -3, x equals -1. And then, do you remember, if the powers are even, do we bounce or cross through? Not again! We bounce! Ah!